Okay.
Welcome to the Hall of Heroes.
So, the arena is kind of daunting because you have such a high combat multiplier, like, goal in this one. But it's actually not going to be too hard. You want to first buy potions, buy silver augmentation, and if you want to, you can also get a piercing augmentation and throw it in, like, your bow. And then you also want to make sure that you buy the bright plate armor from this guy for later. And then also augment your bow with any augmentations that you have recently acquired. And then you can push Al here to a nice cot in the corner if you want to. Saves a couple of seconds because instead of having to go all the way from here and talking to him when he's standing like over here, yeah, it's like this. Where Roth is standing there, he'd be like over here somewhere and you can just talk to him instantly instead of having to like turn around like, and then wave at him. Because, yeah, no matter where you are, I could be, like, up at this door. The cutscene will plonk you next to that pole where Roth was standing. We don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that. You might want to, I don't. Okay. So, Force Push 4 is important because you're going to be needing to get a combat multiplier of around 200. So, yeah. Also, like, don't go spamming Force Push too much, especially on the Wasp round. Because the last thing you want to do is accidentally Force Push and knock the Wasps out of range of Inflame. Because that will also, like, most likely cause them to, like, do that writhing on the ground animation that they do, and that's really annoying. And you also lose out on a ton of combat multiplier if that happens. So basically, the arena is going to almost entirely amount to Force Push and Inflame Spam. Like, points where that's not going to be the case are going to be Balverines, specifically for the white Balverines anyway, and then the troll rounds of Rakanox and Whisper. So, also, being in Berserk will let you use Inflame faster for some reason, so that's one recommendation that I have. Also, I'm kind of using some more, like, advanced arena tech here in controlling, like, where the waves will spawn in from. I'm just doing that for the sake of speed and also combat multiplier efficacy. So we're about halfway at the combat multiplier that we need. Okay. So now we have rounds with Whisper, and this is where, if you're familiar with the 90% run, things can start to get a little more annoying and challenging, because Whisper is usually a lot more hurtful to your speedruns than she is helpful. Since you have such a high accuracy and 2 silver augmentations in your longbow, you can one-shot the white Balverines, like, with no issues at all. Talk to Whisper to reset your Berserk timer, if you want. Oh my goodness, why? Die. Die.
Let's do some.
Yeah, and then talking to Whisper when the announcer does his spiels at the end of every round. From here on out, we'll let you skip those spiels. It's pretty cool, yes. Necessary, also yes. Unfortunate, also yes. Unfortunate that it's necessary, in my opinion, because, yeah. The synergy of Inflame 4 and Force Push is so much better for Arena in terms of speed. But, yeah, necessary evils. Okay, so something I didn't really... Something I'm just completely glossing over, but I'm addressing now, finally, is the fact that, when the undead are spawning in, they don't suffer the knockdown animation, from Inflame. You can use that to your advantage. Like, even though they don't suffer from that animation, they still take damage. And so, if you're fast enough, you can use that to do 2 Inflames and pretty much kill them, like, on the spot. And then, yeah, something like that. Also using Force Push, like, at the same time as Inflame, in, like, those big clumps is a bit of animation control nonsense. But it's, like, really cool. Really cool. Also speedy, so, you know. Oh, how are you still alive? How did I not hit you? Whatever, bruh. Whatever, bruh. Alright. These archers die to a single Inflame. The leaders have 1,000 health, so they will take 2 Inflames. For this third wave, I want to keep Whisper pinned. And I recommend that you do the same, because you can do some cheeky Inflames like that, and it's really clean and beautiful and awesome. Hecking poggers, as some might say. These guys have 600 health, so they take 2 Inflames. The leaders here have 1,600, so they take a little more than 3 Inflames. The extra damage comes from the Force Pushes. Also, if you ever, like, do what I did, I kind of buffered another wave when the yes-no prompt was coming in. If that happens and the screen is black and you hear Whisper talking to you, just master the dialogue with, you know, your click and interact keys. Not going to be touching on that tech quite yet, but I will be touching on it in a second. And this is why it's important that you make sure you have at least Physical Shield 2, and you apply it. Make sure you're actually using Physical Shield 2. So go ahead and deactivate it and reactivate it if you didn't do so already. Because we're going to be abusing the Blade Trap here to build up our Berserk damage boost. Standing in the middle of the Blade Traps like that lets you get hit by, like, all the blades at once, essentially, so lets you rack up a lot of damage boosting really quickly. Lets you dispatch the rock trolls rather fast. I should have been spamming summon, by the way, but oh well. I'll do that in a second here. How much experience do we have right now? Nearly enough. I want to get like another 200,000-ish. That should be fine. Like, roughly around 1 million will experience should be fine. I think that's 1 million. Do I know? Can I read numbers? Do I know how to read numbers? Yeah. Okay, and then Whisper, I should make in like in more like kind of sort of in-depth guide on dealing with Whisper. In-depth, quote unquote. There's really not too much to it, but it's like, yeah. Another example of Fable being a rhythm game.
That was unbelievable.
Okay. And then from here, I would very highly recommend that you go to the guild first and do your upgrades. Because especially if you're playing on Windows 10, the heal life and physique videos don't play on that operating system. I'm not sure if it works if they work on Windows 8. I don't know if anybody actually uses Windows 8 in this day and age, but I don't know. But yeah, because they don't play, they're harder to hotshot glitch. So you want to go ahead and max out your strength stats.
Toughness makes you more resistant to damage.
Go ahead and max out your skill stuff as well, if you can.
Guile increases your stealth and improves your trading skill.
Should be able to. Yeah, rather easily. Then you kind of want to focus on like things that we're going to be using in the actual speedrun first, and then also evil spells. And because we don't have enough evil karma, we have to use hotshot glitch. Level up slow time, level up drain life, hotshot glitch drain life, and then we should be able to buy summon legitimately. Yep, okay. Which means we will also be able to buy physical shield legitimately, as well as heal life. And then multi-arrow. And then magic power. And then you can just go from the top down. I'd actually kind of recommend doing it like this, to be honest. Although, I just had a thought, actually. I'm gonna buy 1 Divine Fury for right now. Because if need be, you can actually do a little bit of mini manipulation-esque hotshot glitch fuckery, depending on the experience that you need. But it doesn't look like that'll be necessary. But like, let's just say, for instance, like we maybe didn't have enough to max out Divine Fury. What one could do is one could hotshot glitch like accuracy or physique, I think. For physique, you'd have to do it frame 1 because that, yeah, it's harder for that reason. But yeah, you could hotshot glitch, refund that thing, refund your Divine Fury, and then, or whatever, and then do, refund your hotshot glitch, rank 8 physique or, accuracy for some extra experience, so you can probably then max out the last bit of things that you need. After that's done, you'll then be going to Barrowfields, but that is for the next portion of the guide.